Welcome back to Multiverse Mayhem. Today we will be exploring the universe, where the Injustice timeline had happened in the Marvel Universe. So sit back and relax as you tune in to Iron Reign Year 1.
Tony Stark, the invincible Iron Man, knelt, not from weakness, but from love. A love that had grown stronger with every battle fought and every victory won. In his hand, a ring sparkled, reflecting the tears welling in Pepper Potts' eyes. It was a symbol of their journey, their struggles, and their triumphs. Her hand trembled as she reached out, her heart thrumming with a joy she'd never imagined possible. This was the moment she had dreamed of, a moment that felt like a beautiful dream.
"Pepper, marry me," Tony rasped, his voice thick with emotion. His eyes were filled with a vulnerability he rarely showed. "Be my partner, in life, in everything. Together we can face anything that comes our way."
Pepper's breath hitched. She could hardly believe this was happening.
"Yes," she whispered, tears cascading down her cheeks. 1,000 times. Yes. Her heart felt like it might burst from happiness.
Tony slipped the ring onto her finger, his hand steady despite the whirlwind of emotions. The diamond a beacon of their love, shining brightly as a testament to their bond. He stood, pulling her close. Their embrace was a haven of warmth and hope, a promise of a future together. Little did they know, a storm was brewing, threatening to tear them apart. But for now, in this moment, they were invincible. Deep within a secluded facility, shadows danced in the flickering candlelight, casting eerie shapes on the walls. Baron Zemo, his face a mask of cold fury, addressed his most lethal weapon, the Winter Soldier. His voice was calm, yet filled with an underlying menace.
"The Avengers think they are untouchable," Zemo hissed, his voice laced with venom. "They believe their unity makes them invincible. We will shatter their unity, strike at their hearts. We will make them feel the pain they have inflicted upon us."
Crossbones, his scarred face contorted in a cruel grin, stepped forward, eager to play his part in the sinister plan.
"Stark's woman will be our target. She is the key to breaking him. A precise strike to draw him out, break him. We will hit him where it hurts the most."
The Winter Soldier, a ghost of a man with eyes as cold as steel, simply nodded, his mind already calculating the steps of the mission. He was a weapon, forged for destruction, devoid of remorse, a perfect instrument of chaos. His mission, to eliminate Pepper Potts and unleash chaos upon the Avengers, was clear. The countdown to their downfall had begun. The phone clattered to the floor, Tony's blood turning to ice. Pepper was missing. 1 minute she was there, her laughter echoing through the room. The next, silence. A silence that screamed danger. The Avengers assembled, their faces etched with concern.
Captain America, ever the strategist, took charge.
Black Widow traced Pepper's last known location.
Thor's brow furrowed with worry. They were a family, and one of their own was in danger. Hours crawled by, each tick of the clock a hammer blow to Tony's sanity. He scanned satellite feeds, his mind a whirlwind of fear and guilt. It was his fault. He drew them into this life, into the crosshairs of madness. The Avengers would arrive at the destination to be ambushed by Crossbones and Hydra Soilders. Stand down Steve Rogers and let it all pan it out. As Steve, confused, doesn't know what he's talking about, they clash. The warehouse stood desolate, a skeletal silhouette against the dying sun. Inside, Pepper struggled against her restraints, her heart pounding a frantic rhythm against her ribs. Then, he emerged from the shadows. The Winter Soldier moved with deadly grace, his metal arm glinting under the dim lights. His eyes, devoid of emotion, met Pepper's terrified gaze.
"No, please."
There was no malice in his actions, only cold, calculated efficiency. He raised his gun. Tony burst through the door just as the shot rang out. Time seemed to grind to a halt. He watched, helpless, as Pepper crumpled to the ground, a crimson stain blooming on her chest. The world shattered. Rage, raw and consuming, surged through Tony. It was a fire that burned hotter than any reactor he had ever built, a force that threatened to consume him entirely. He slammed into the Winter Soldier, his repulsor rays blazing. Each blast was a release of pent-up fury, a desperate attempt to make sense of the chaos that had become his life. A desperate, primal scream tore from his throat. It was a sound that echoed through the battlefield, a cry of a man who had lost everything. This wasn't a fight, it was a dance of grief and fury. Each move was a step in a tragic ballet, choreographed by pain and loss. Captain America intervened, pulling Tony back. His grip was firm, yet filled with a sorrow that mirrored Tony's own.
Stark, stop. He's just a weapon. He's not the one you should be fighting.
Weapon? He took everything from me. He destroyed my world.
Then a flicker of recognition crossed Steve Rogers' face. It was as if a long-forgotten memory had suddenly resurfaced.
Bucky? Bucky Barnes? Is that really you?
A flashback, a snowy landscape, the cold air biting at their faces as they trudged through the snow, a young Steve Rogers defending a scrawny boy named Bucky Barnes from bullies. Friendship forged in fire, unbreakable and eternal. A promise whispered, "I'm with you till the end of the line." Words that meant everything in a world that often meant nothing. The line stretched, twisted and broken by time and manipulation. Yet the bond remained, fragile but unyielding. Tony stared at the Winter Soldier, at Bucky. His mind raced, torn between vengeance and understanding. His rage warred with confusion. How could he reconcile the man who had caused him so much pain with the friend standing before him? There were no answers, only the gaping wound in his heart where Pepper's love used to be. A void that no amount of revenge could fill. He turned, his shoulders slumped with despair, and walked away, each step heavier than the last. Away from the carnage, away from the shattered remains of his life. He needed to find a new path, one that might lead to healing,